Yo, there's nothing like fresh coffee after a long, long, long day. What's going on, Harrison extended family? Oh, I have my. There we go. We are live. We are live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Those of you guys who are watching the replay, I appreciate you for watching the replay as well. If you can hear me okay in the live chat, do me a favor and press 1. We're going to have a dope discussion today. And I tell you, it might get juicy. All right, guys, listen. Listen. Um it seems like thank you, Chelsea. I got my sister Chelsea who just went live and had a dope live stream a couple of hours ago. If you are not connected with Chelsea's live line, and let me just put let me highlight this so you guys can see her name. If you guys are not familiar with Chelsea's live line, please subscribe to the sister's channel. Her content is dope. She's a young sister who is wise beyond her years. She is focused on being the best woman she can be, representing God and Christ as best as she can, and disseminating the information that she's learning onto the people that will be willing to listen. So, guys, go over to her channel. She got some dope stuff over there. So, listen, uh, like this past week has been crazy when it comes to news. And as you know, I'm a relationship guy. I love marriage. I appreciate marriage. I hold marriage in high esteem. I went and got my master's in marriage and family counseling. I full disclosure, I was divorced and remarried to a beautiful woman who loves the Lord. But I appreciate marriage and hold it in high esteem. I also appreciate the process in which we find our mates. And I think a lot of us take that for granted. I think a lot of us, what we tend to do is we we fail in the area of finding a mate, and that's because we have no clue what we're doing. We really don't know what we're doing when it comes to finding a mate. We're pretty much throwing darts and not aiming at anything, or we're throwing darts aiming at a very large target, hoping to hit the center, but not really like aiming it where it needs to be. So people really miss out on solid relationships because they have no clue what they're looking for. We live in a society that is aesthetically focused. Everything got to be pleasing to the eye. Everything's got to be pleasing to the eye. It's got to look a certain way. It's got to even smell a certain way. It's got to give off a certain type of, energy and like that. Like we spend a lot of time on social media, and a lot of our social media is filled with a lot of fake stuff. It is curated perfectly to what we want everybody else to see, right? Right? For example, it's heartbreaking to see this happen, but the situation with Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey. Beautiful couple. Okay. Michael B. Jordan is one of those guys that like I love to hate on because like all I hear is women talking about Michael B. Jordan, blah, 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 blah. Did you see him in Creed? Oh my gosh. In Black Panther, he had a shirt off and come on. Right? Right. And then we have Lori Harvey, who's, a pretty woman too. Me and my wife have a thing where like I think Lori Harvey is pretty, and I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. She doesn't really do it for me. She really don't. Like she's beautiful. I just mm, yeah. So, but the thing is, we tend to focus on looking for something that's physically pleasing to our eyes, something that's aesthetically pleasing. And we go into dating the very same way. Now, let me just say this. There's nothing wrong with dating somebody initially that you're attracted to. Attraction is a very important part in the dating process. I am not minimizing that by no means. By no means. But everybody who was into Lori Harvey or who was into Michael B. Jordan or fans of them was ecstatic about this relationship because they look good together, right? They look good together. And what's going on, Dave Atkins? Thank you so much for being in the chat. All right. Yeah. Harris is my last name. Andre's my first name. You can call me Dre, bro. You can call me Dre. Right? Aesthetically, they're a good looking couple, right? And How many women, let's be real, was looking at their Instagram pages, seeing their pictures together, and was thinking, I want a relationship like that. Oh my gosh, relationship goals. Oh, I want to experience that. I'm going to go find somebody that looks just as good as Michael B. Jordan so that we can take curated Instagram photos so that we can upload on social media so that everybody can look at us and say, we're couple goals too. Listen, all that stuff is fake. All that stuff is fake. Now, again, attraction's important, but it's not everything, yo. And we look at everything that we watch today, everything that we see is carefully curated. Carefully, dope discussions is in the building. What's going on? Everything is carefully curated. So even now, when we go into dating, what we're trying to figure out is who do I look good on the gram with? Who do I look good on the gram with? Okay. I need to know, I need to make sure that whoever I post on social media, right, will match my fly. They're gonna match my swag, right? They gotta make me look good. Okay. And you don't really get much good looking than seeing Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey on Instagram together. But here's the problem. All that curated stuff that you see on Instagram is fake. Everybody thought that everything was all good in the hood, but it wasn't. It wasn't. And there's a reason why. We tend to look for people that we want to marry, right? And use that same metric as when we look to find somebody we want to date. When you're looking to find somebody you want to date, it's different than when trying to find somebody you want to marry. Now, when we see somebody beautiful, if we see a handsome young man, now you want to get to know who the person is. You can be compatible aesthetically in pictures and stuff because we all know looking at Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey, aesthetically, they seem compatible with one another, regardless of the age difference, okay? Regardless of the age difference, but we're going to get there. But were they really compatible just because they looked good together? Compatibility is not how people look together. It's how they are together. Do they fit together? Now, did Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey fit together? Obviously not. Obviously not. And there's a lot of people on YouTube and other social media platforms that have been dogging Lori Harvey for her past dating experiences. I'm not going to do that, right? Who she dated in the past is who she dated in the past. The thing is, we tend to really shame people based on their dating past. Now, mind you, let me say this: she has a real sketchy dating past. And I know it's hard because, and what our brothers tend to say is we got to look at the sisters 304 facts or whatever. I get it, but really sketchy. But here's the thing, right? They that dating. So again, seeing what happened with them now, what transpired with them now, and then going back to her dating past, we can put some pieces together, okay? And then we go into the core of it, compatibility. They look good together, but were they compatible together? Were they compatible together? So here's the thing now, gentlemen. Now I speak mostly to my brothers out there. Brothers, we have to be careful when we make decisions based on liking what we see, because we tend to make stupid choices because we want something that looks good. Cars, clothes, sneakers, apartments. Like some of us, whatever, houses, right? Women, we will go into debt for all of those things because it looks good and we want it. And we want it. And yes, you can go into debt dating as well. Now let's look at this, right? I am an extreme advocate for dating smart for men. I don't believe that men should be splurging on women in the very beginning stages of dating. I don't. I don't. I think that men ought to invest time, energy, and focus in the very beginning, but not necessarily invest money. Because just because a man can pay for dinner does not, just because, ladies, this is for you, just because a man can pay for dinner doesn't mean that they will be a good provider. Stop using that as a means to measure if a man is going to be a good provider. It's nonsense. It's hogwash. Okay? Knock it off, ladies. Knock it off. Okay. So, men, should really not focus on trying to splurge on the first date in order to impress, but present who they really are and allow the woman to an opportunity to present who they are, even if they look good. Like the attraction is going to get us the initial date. A man is going to go to a woman that he finds attractive and spark a conversation, hoping to get to know her. What happens here is this, though, right? We skip over the get to know you part, and we're so engulfed in what she looks like that, you know what, I like what she looks like so much that I gotta keep her. I gotta secure this. So I'm willing to get on the knee and ask for this woman's hands in marriage, right? Without ever asking ourselves, are we compatible? We look good together, and she makes me look good. So compatibility as far as aesthetics, we match. But are we really good together? So we don't marry based on attraction. We marry based on compatibility. Okay, and compatibility in many measurable areas. Okay, which we won't be getting into today. Okay, because it's a lot. It's a lot. The thing is, there are a couple of things we can get into. First off, faith. Second, values. Okay. Third, how we operate within our faith and values. Okay. Those are some key things. But we really got to stop focusing on what a woman looks like. Okay. Because that makes us make stupid choices in choosing a woman. Am I saying go for a woman that you're not attracted to? Absolutely not. I could say don't necessarily dismiss a woman that don't meet all your physical checks, because she could be the one that gives you the most happiness in life. Okay, so don't necessarily dismiss that, but attraction is important. But after the attraction stage, you got to get to know who she is, bro. You got to get to know who she is. What likes, dislikes, values, how does she operate, like what is she like, everything. Like, you got to get to know who she is. Stop letting her what she looks like, her bodily dimensions, her eyelashes and all that. Like, don't let that navigate how you move in a relationship. Men, and I'm gonna say this, ladies, this is gonna offend men. We control the pace of the relationship. We control that. Okay, we control the pace of the relationship. Period. Okay. So what you need to do is be intentional, because we control the pace of the relationship. Now, it can be positive or negative. So I'm encouraging my brothers to move at a pace that's positive. Okay. When you're in the dating stages and you're dating somebody that you are physically attracted to, get to know who the person is without any expectations, which also means leave sex off the table. She can look good. All right. She could be walking around in that sundress and it's fitting right, but leave sex off the table. Once that happens, you've made a decision based off the aesthetics, not really what compatibility. Again, oh, let me say this too, okay? Because then some of you brothers are going to be like, well, what if we're not sexually compatible? That's not your concern right now, because sexual compatibility does not mean that you're going to be compatible together in your life. Stop, guys, gentlemen, let me just take a sip of my coffee. You guys frustrate me with this, bro. Like, frustrate me, God. Sexual compatibility is not compatibility. And the truth of the matter is this, okay? Because then so people have this argument, well, what if you get married and it's not that good? Right? You should be able to taste it before no, you don't need to taste it. Okay. The truth of the matter is this, and every professional marriage counselor will say this, okay? Sex can improve. Okay. But if you marry the wrong person who have the wrong character and the wrong attitude, and they're not willing to improve, your marriage will never be better. You can do certain things to improve your sex life as a man and a husband and a wife. You can, okay? But if you marry the wrong person because the sex is good, you guys are going to have a headache and probably be divorced, in a couple of years. Okay, so miss me with that whole, but what if we are not sexually compatible, right? Knock that off. What's going on, Jermaine, in the chat? Dara, what's going on, sis? How you guys doing? I've been ignoring the chat, so let me scroll up a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for being here. We got King Henry is in the house. All right, Dave Atkins still here. Thank you guys so much. And to everybody that's in the chat, we got 18 concurrent viewers. Thank you guys so much. Do me a favor, hit that like button right now if you find any value in what I'm saying. If you don't like what I'm saying, hit the dislike button. I appreciate any kind of engagement. I really do. All right, with that being said, try to enter the disc too early. You get that game error sign. Yeah. Social compatibility is a mindset. It's best to assess his or her own mindset outside the bedroom. Yo, that's actually a deep statement, bro. I'm glad that you said that. I'm glad that you said that. That's a deep statement, and it's absolutely facts. That can always be improved. So, compatibility, right? So what we do is we make decisions because, as far as relationships are concerned, well, men make decisions based off of aesthetics in things outside of relationships. But we're talking about relationships for the sake of the conversation. I can't say what was in Michael B. Jordan's head, but we do know that because most men move based off of, what they're attracted to physically, and she's a very pretty woman. He probably made some, moves because she's a pretty woman. Problem is this: compatibility. They look good together. She's 25, he's 35. There's a 10-year gap. Okay. Prior to him, she had a history of, that was revolving men, well, not revolving because they weren't coming back around, but she had dated several what people would consider high value as far as monetary concerns are. Dated high value men in that area, and then got Michael B. Jordan, and now they broke up. Michael B. Jordan's 35, and he's probably ready to settle down. Okay. He's not a Future type. He's more like a Russell Wilson type, where he wants to find a woman and settle down and build a legacy. And in fact, the guy got money, and he's still an A-list actor, right? He's got a couple more years in the game where he can, make top billing in the movies that he does. Okay. So he's probably trying to settle down. He's 35. He doesn't want to be out there, playing the field. And and that's the thing when it comes to compatibility. You have to be at the same mindset when it comes to what you want in the relationship. They were not compatible because Lori wanted one thing, and she wanted that Instagram life. Like, she want that, I want people to see us as a power couple. And this is all speculation. I'm just saying based on what I've been able to see, because I don't follow. I follow Michael B. Jordan on Instagram. I don't follow her, but so she wants that kind of that life that people can see that she's in a nice relationship. They're cute, they're couple goals and all that stuff. But now when it's time to solidify it, I'm ready to put a ring on it. Yeah, I got my life to live. I'm only 25. I'm not ready to get married. And Michael B. Jordan's like, okay, well, maybe it's time to move on because I can't do. And again, here's what I see: there are no victims in that situation. Lori Harvey's not the bad person. Michael B. Jordan's not the bad person. Lori Harvey's not a victim. Nor is Michael B. Jordan. If you've been a viewer of this channel for any length of time, you know this. I think breakups are a good thing if you're not married. I think breakups are a good thing. I hate divorces, but I fully support when two people are dating and they break up. I'm not going to lie. If I hear two people dating and they say, yeah, the relationship ended, I'm like, okay. Even if I thought they were a good couple, I would say, good. It's good that you found that out now than after you got married. Like breakups are not a bad thing. So I am happy for the both of them. I'm happy that Lori Harvey can continue doing her model thing and exploring her options ish because she's young and pretty. And I'm happy that Michael B. Jordan didn't get married to a woman who was not ready to be a wife. That's good for both of them. Both of them. Right? So again, like people breaking up now, if they were married, that's a different thing. If they were married, I would mourn that marriage. I would mourn that divorce because I hate it when people make that commitment before God, before their family, before their friends, to each other, and then the relationship breaks up and it dissolves, and people wind up getting a divorce. But prior to that, it's sort of a celebration because now you realize, okay, we don't fit. We're not compatible. We may look good in Instagram together, but we're not compatible. So we really cannot take that next step and be married. And again, if Michael B. Jordan was ready to take that step and Lori Harvey was not, she can't be blamed for that. She cannot, because she was not. Now, what if we blame anything on her? We can say, if you are not ready to be in a long-term relationship and even consider being a wife, you should have never been in a relationship in the first place. Now you got an argument. Right? But if Michael B. Jordan, if they've never had that conversation prior, right? And Michael B. Jordan was like, you know what? We've been dating for a year and a half now. We spent holidays together. I take you on trips and stuff like that. We're on red carpets together. You know what? I'm really ready to make this thing official. And she's like, well, no, I'm only 25. I got my whole life to live. I got a couple more years of, no, I'm not really ready. All right. If she tells him that and they end it, yeah, man, it's a good thing. Like we so wrapped up in, oh, so sorry, no. And yes, whenever a relationship ends this morning, whether you're dating or you're married, people are going to mourn. I get it. So I'm not here being unempathetic. All right. I feel for both of them. There's been reports where they said that they're both hurting and they both were very much in love and they're both hurting. Um, and I'm not even going to go there with the whole Michael B. Jordan at the basketball game thing. That was like, yo, I'm like, bro, I feel for you, but I'm not going to go there. But understand this. As much as they're hurting, I would rather them hurt now and break up a boyfriend girlfriend type of situation, right, and move on without the attachments, like the extra attachments that outside of emotional, like children, assets, things like that. I'd rather them end it now before they get married and they got to worry about all that than after they get married. Made a commitment before them to themselves, before God and their friends and family, and then now they got to separate assets, children, right, and the dog. For crying out loud, who will the dog go with? Right? Like who's taking the dog? Because I'm telling you now, the woman always gets the dog. She always does. Okay. So, men, we gotta think logically about marriage. We have to. I'm gonna tell you why. This is why. We can like somebody for what they look like initially, but we can't fall in love with what they look like. Gentlemen, do not fall in love with simply with what a woman looks like. Please, please, please. Man, charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Come on. Now, I'm not giving ladies tips. Like, don't say, I don't want to hear one woman in the chats. I don't want to read any comments about a woman saying, well, that's me. That's me. No, we're not talking about you guys tonight. Brethren, stop choosing women to marry based on looks alone. You can choose to date who you like as far as physically, but choosing whether or not that person is going to be your wife because they look good, come on. So the fact that Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey ended their relationship, I support. I'm glad that it happened, because if it happened later on, if it happened after he invested even more, because the man invested a lot. The man was working and trying to win her. Like he was doing it, making us all look bad. He was making us all look bad. Like, listen, he was doing his thing. All right. Again, that goes against my philosophy in dating. All right. I am not giving. I chose not to give a female I was dating, all right, the same things I would be giving my wife. Like I chose not to do that. So, and I wonder how I'm doing. I'm going to ask my wife, like, how am I doing now? I'm going to ask her. But listen, okay, in the beginning stages, definitely, I can't fault you for going after a man, after a woman that you think is drop dead gorgeous. I don't. Okay, but you really need to vet her, get to know her, see if she embodies the scripture here. Because I'm not saying pretty women are bad. There is an old Calypso song though. I like I always reference this. It says, and I don't agree with this, but I will say this, okay? It says, if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. Right? That's a Calypso song. What's going on, Real Talk 87? Yo, where you been, bro? That's a Calypso song. My grandmother actually told me about that song after hearing me talk on a podcast that I was in back in like 2010, right? If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. No, I don't believe that because I made a pretty woman my wife. But um, you don't make her your wife because she's pretty. You get to know her because you like what she looks like and she's pretty. But you marry her only after she has exhibited the traits that a good wife would have after that, because there are beautiful women out there that love God, that love children and family. They're gorgeous, right? And they want to be a wife. They want a husband. They want a family. They're not concerned about the couple goals thing and trying to aesthetically look good for everybody else. No, like they really want a solid relationship. They have so secure in themselves and secure in God that they're not concerned about what other people think. Like they love who they are and they love God and they're willing to love you and love and appreciate what you're going to provide for them. But you're not going to find that out just going after the woman that you think is pretty and then marrying her because she's pretty. No. After you've deemed her beautiful, you need to vet her, get to know her, and allow her to get to know you. Compatibility is extremely important. And in the dating stages, we overlook compatibility for what looks good and what makes us feel good. So what happens in the dating stages is we're trying to outdo each other and doing nice things for each other. I'm taking her here, I'm taking her there, and she's doing whatever she's doing. I don't know, but we're not really identifying, would we live well together? Would we function well together? Do we match each other? Do we have the same values? You look good. Yeah, like you look good. But do we match? Can we get there, please? Can we get to the point when we start dating with true intentions? Because I hear this a lot, right? How women want a man to date them with intention. Women, you do. But men, you need to identify if she has intentions as well. Intentions beyond being a beautiful housewife. I'm talking about intentions of wanting to actually be somebody of value in your life and not just say, I'm beautiful. Or, dare I say it, I can give you kids. Ladies, that's not enough. That's not enough. Okay. We appreciate that you're beautiful. We appreciate that you can give us children, but that's not enough. And men, you cannot allow that to be enough either. If you guys want to function in a healthy, vibrant, love-filled, God-filled marriage, you got to be able to identify if you're compatible with one another outside of what you guys look like. Yo, Real Talk is over here starting trouble in the chat. And just because I'm in a playful mood today, bro. All right. I'm gonna be good for the rest of the live stream. I'm gonna be good for the rest of the live stream. All right, Real Talk. All right, you're a bad influence on me. Knock it off. All right, guys. But listen, I want you guys, if you're watching the replay, I want you guys to leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys think. But before I go any further, you know what I gotta do? I gotta take a quick commercial break. All right. So give me one moment. I'll be right back. Thank you so much for watching this video, whether you're watching it live with me right now or watching the replay. We greatly appreciate your view and your engagement. So make sure you leave a comment down below about the topic that we're talking about. And also, if you would like to join the Harrison Extended family, you can hit the subscribe button on the bottom right and the bell notification next to it. It'll let you know when we upload new videos and when we go live like we're doing right now. All right. Also, if you would like to join the channel through memberships and support the channel monthly, we have very inexpensive tiers which will allow you to support the channel without breaking the bank. You can do so by hitting the join button on the bottom right of this video, or you can join our Patreon community by going to patreon.com/Harrison Family Value. So please, we would greatly appreciate your support. But even if you cannot give monthly, or any kind of monetary donation, you can just subscribe to the channel, and by doing so, you'll be part of the Harrison extended family. So again, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have not liked this video yet, do it right now. All right, peace. All right, Lori is young and exercising her choice to not be tied down until she's ready. She doesn't want to be a wife or baby mama. More power to her. And this is a good question too, because there's a lot of people on there spitting a whole lot of stuff out there. Does anyone really know why they broke up? Seems like a lot of assumptions floating around. I know that they released a uh, a comment or whatever, a post that shared that they love each other, they both hurt. Michael B. Jordan, wanted something a little bit more, but then that was it. Like, it was very cryptic. So leaving people to come up with, like, trying to come up with their own assumptions, which I think people got to stop with all of that. But I think that at the end of the day, them breaking up was a good thing for both of them. Okay, whenever somebody's dating and they break up, it's time for them to move on and be able to find what they're looking for and what they're compatible with. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get into some of the comments now. I'm not going to scroll all the way up because it's mad comments, but I'm going to start here. The facts. That's the facts. The values are overlooked a lot of the time. Also, if either hasn't dealt with past traumas, those hurts will rear up later on in the relationship. I agree. Soul ties are real. I don't know why they broke up, but I don't think either of them are wrong. She didn't want to get married. It is what it is. Can't be mad at her. Yeah. My concern though is, and again, this is one of those KS talking points. In 5 years, will she want that? And if she does at that point, will she be in a place that she's ready to be? Chelsea, I may or may not judge you based on your feedback. It's your favorite Christian worship song that a brother can do. Okay, I'm not sure what's you guys are engaging in the chat. And by the way, I love that you guys are engaging with one another in the chat. Really, really, really believe it. And I don't believe in soul ties, but hey, to each their own. I hear you, bro. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys think as far as marriage and dating, and even this, topic of marrying based on compatibility. What's What's most important? What's most important when people are looking to get married? Leave a comment down below if you're watching the replay. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. What should we be looking for in the dating stages? Like, how can we identify compatibility? I can talk about that more probably in another live stream, but how can we identify who we're compatible with? Because that's extremely, extremely important. Okay. My wife, extremely beautiful. Okay. It's not annoying, but everywhere we go, and I'll kid you not, if we're together, like, people stop and stare and smile at us. And it's like that Tony Terry song, "When I'm With You." Like that, I love that song. It sort of reminds us of us, but it happens. Like, we walk together, and then people just like looking at us, and it's not like you would think, yeah, oh yeah, like, it's a black couple looking at us. No, it'd be like older, elderly people looking at us and smiling, and I just think that they're smiling at her because she's pretty and stuff. But I was attracted to her physically, and started to date her and to get to know her, and after identifying whether or not we were compatible, and because I know she loved, and the thing is, here's the thing: just because two people love Jesus, right, doesn't necessarily make them compatible. Okay, I mentioned earlier in the stream that not only should they have the same faith and the same values, but they got to operate similarly in both. Okay, and when I identified that, then we were able to take it to the next step, and that's extremely important. So when people they break up, they either, like, there's always a bad person in the breakup. Excuse me, there's always a villain in a breakup. No, there isn't. There really isn't a villain unless there was violence done and stuff like that. Or somebody was actually dating somebody else and all that stuff. But really, even in that, you dodged a bullet. Like you dodged a bullet. Like, yo, they revealed to you who they are and allowed you the opportunity to leave. That's a good thing. You were saved from even more heartache. So, yeah. All right, honey. Yeah. Absolutely. Is this Rails from the harbor? Is this all right? Let me know. I'm not sure because I've seen emotional trauma destroy relationships between very faithful believers. Go slowly, fam. Be very gentle with the other person's heart. Come on, this guy is big bars. Bars. Come on. Love it. Love it. Yes, and if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, my bot is in the chat doing their thing. And shout out to everybody in the that in the chat also that's watching live. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like button. If you're watching the replay and you haven't hit the like button yet, what are you waiting for? Hit the like button, okay? And if you're not subscribed yet and you're watching up till now, just subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, okay? All right. So listen, I'm going to end now because I had a great discussion and I don't usually go live on Wednesdays, and there's a lot of other people going live right now that I don't want to miss, but I couldn't go live yesterday. But that Christian fan, what's going on, bro? We got to get together. I know it's been a while since we connected, been a while, and real talk. But shout out to everybody that was here in the live stream and everybody that's watching the replay. I really, really, really appreciate you. But if we end this on any note, men, if you leave this live stream and this video learning anything, it's this, okay? Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain. Or in some translations, beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. So understand this, okay? Identify their beauty. If you find them beautiful, go for it. Get to know them, okay? Get to know them. But listen, do not make the choice to marry a woman based on what they look like. Never do that. My brother Jermaine from That Christian Fam channel will be hitting this topic up on Friday. So if you're not subscribed to his channel, subscribe to his channel right now, That Christian Fam channel. All right. And he's going to be touching more on this. I'm going to be in that live stream as well in the chat. I'm interested in what my brother has to say. And men need to look past beauty. Real Talk 87 says. Absolutely. And we have our sister, Chelsea's going to be in the live stream as well. And that's very true. We got to look past the beauty. Okay. I heard this. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. I heard a pastor once said this. Okay. Wars were fought for 2 pieces of meat with a line between it. I was like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, man, we got to be careful, all right? Just because she looks good and she's got all the parts in the right places, all the parts in the right places, and the face is symmetrically perfect, and the perfect size lips and eyes and hair and all that stuff is great, okay? And I'm not telling my ladies, I'm not trying to diminish my sister's beauty at all, but I will say this, man: if you're going to choose a woman to marry, it's got to be based on more than what she looks like, because if you do, you'll find yourself in a lot of heartache. So if you're in a situation like Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey and you guys end it, consider it a good thing, okay? Because it's better to end it now in the dating stage than get married and then split assets, split kids, and split the dog. Because we know that the dog will always go with the woman, okay? She may give you the cat, but she will take the dog, okay? Break your heart. This man's best friend. All right. With that being said, we're about to end this live stream. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I greatly appreciate you being here as my battery falls. And if you're watching a replay, I appreciate you making it this far. If you have not done so, please like this video. If you found it valuable, if you found it entertaining, if you found it like, Drake, just a bunch of nonsense. But I like his character. I'm going to give him a like. You can do that also. And if you made it this far and you have not subscribed yet, do it. By subscribing, you'll be joining the Harrison Extended Family. That's what we call our YouTube community here at Harrison Family Values. So hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification will make you part of the Harrison Extended Family. You can also be part of the Harrison Extended Family financially by supporting the channel. You can do so by hitting the join button. I'm not sure it's mirrored. So it's somewhere down, I think it's down here. Either way, it's down here, I think. Hit the the join button. We have inexpensive tiers that you can financially support the channel every month. It won't break the bank, but it'll allow us to keep content like this going, keep the lights going, keep the bills going, helps pay for the internet because this is a live stream. You know what I'm saying? We got to upload and stuff. But yeah, you can join any of them. We have third cousins, first cousins, third cousins, second cousins, first cousins, and siblings. And the same with Patreon. Now, I would rather you guys go to Patreon because I'm trying to do some more stuff on Patreon and want that to grow. But we have Patreon. So if you go to patreon.com/Harrison Family Values, you can pick any of those same tiers there also and support the channel monthly. So guys, thank you guys so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. And there's still people going in the chat, so I'm going to go and read the chat later because you guys like it. Hey, what's happening? All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Harrison Family Values, and until the next upload, a live stream, I'm out. Peace.